Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, WWE Raw drops 2.2 million viewers.
The Corey Graves WWE drama is over.
WWE's Backstage culture has seen a major improvement.
And we've got some WWE UK tryouts coming your way. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Okie dokie. Let's talk Raw numbers because, we only ever talk about ratings when there's a significant thing. We spoke about the big success of the first one. Did a video on that. Week 2, which is always a bit more telling of where they're going to fall long term, because every single wrestling show in history starts a little high and then, kind of drops a little bit and then tapers off.
Yes.
We'll see that on Netflix now. Between week 1 and week 2, they lost 2.2 million total viewers. They were down from 5.9 million to 3.7. This is worldwide as well.
Right.
So it's not just the US. It's people in name a country. They're probably there too.
Yes.
Top 10. It was number 4. So that I think that's the same position as the first week. Obviously, with just slightly different numbers. It's a decline of 37%. The one thing you can't do with these numbers is you can't compare them really to what they were on TV before, right? Because this is for a whole week. And this is a number that Netflix, just singular, Netflix puts out there. So it's a full week of viewers. It's not just one day, which is what Nielsen is. So it's very difficult to go, hey, well, it was doing this on TV before. Also, it's around the world. It's not just the USA. Yeah. So there you go. I imagine that the first week we got the big press release celebrating it and all of this stuff, and it was like a legitimate number. It wasn't just something they made up. They quoted third-party data sources on it. So it wasn't like Chris Legentle, the PR, just came out and went, we had 10 million viewers in Alabama alone.
Yeah.
There you go. Look, this is how it works. It starts high, it tapers off, and it settles in on a number. You will get the weekly viewing number if it finishes in the top 10. You will probably not get it if it's outside ever, because why would they bother if it's not in the top 10. This is on the Tudum website, by the way.
Oh, right.
Which updates every Tuesday for your ratings fix. So this is probably the last time we're going to talk about Raw numbers for ages, because unless it goes boom or boom like that, there's no point.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this develops. I'm really fascinated, and we're not going to get it for ages, obviously, to know what next week's number is. That is the fallout from Saturday night's main event. It's the go-home for the Rumble. They're in Atlanta. Goldberg, Roman Reigns, big matches on there.
Should note as well, this is the 13th. So
yes,
this is the Penta debut episode. But
I think, like you say, this is just a thing that happens with everybody, doesn't it? You look at SmackDown's debut on Fox, and then they just lost half the viewership as well. I mean, the noises I've heard on Netflix, oh my God, what's happened?
This is a disaster. Yeah. I mean, they're locked in for 5 years.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. And the thing about it, all of this viewership stuff is that people overreact to both companies, especially AEW's, but because they're not great at the moment. But people look at them and they go, "Oh, that's bad. They're going to get cancelled." It's like they've already been paid, man. They don't care. They've got the deal. The Netflix deal is 10 years with a 5-year out. I don't know why they would ever take the out unless Raw just collapses. They're doing fine.
Yeah, exactly. Unless something really dramatic happens. I think it's going to be a long time until we talk about ratings again, for the reasons you've pointed out there, and the fact that we don't really know, do we? These are a week and a half removed from that episode of Raw or whatever. I mean, Dynamite's ones nowadays aren't really a true reflection either, because they're on Max too.
Yep.
So really, we can stop ratings discourse forever.
We won't, will we?
No,
that's not how it works.
It'll never end.
And the AEW one is interesting because you would have thought that if the match numbers had been a big success, week 1 or whatever, we'd have had some kind of celebration press release or whatever. We didn't get any of that, so there's no way of telling what the total... the old numbers are for Raw are done. You don't have those anymore. It's Netflix. It's 7 days. Dynamite is broadcasting on 2 different things. You know what my favourite conspiracy theory at the moment is? Brandon Thurston, WrestleNomics.
Thank you for all your hard work, Brandon.
He does a tremendous job. I don't know the reason behind this, but he has started turning off replies on... I can't remember what way around it is. AEW posts or WWE posts. He turns the replies off on, I think, WWE. And then he keeps the AEW ones open. Or the other way around, maybe. And it's got...
Funny.
It's got people rattled. People are like, you're getting paid, brother. you're getting as if someone in WWPR is going, hello, Brandon, I will pay you money to turn off your Twitter replies.
That's the way we win the war. Who cares? I'd just banter. I'd alternate each week, Brandon, if I were you, just to make it interesting.
Yeah, like do Raw 1 week and SmackDown the next.
Yeah. Or just like one person in the whole world is allowed to comment each week. Could it be you?
Undertaker.
Yeah. Oh, I miss him.
Bring him back.
Oh, those
Take that,
days.
you clowns.
Right, let's talk a little bit about Corey Graves. Obviously, lots of WWE drama with him recently, posted on social media and subsequently deleting posts, moaning about not being able to commentate on, Raw anymore because he's not famous enough like Pat McAfee, which was even funnier this week because Pat McAfee wasn't there.
Kind of blew up his spot there, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like some college football championship game, and so that would have been the spot that Corey would have been brought in for, but he's been naughty. So Wade Barrett came in and did a great job as always. And then Corey Graves was not featured on NXT last week, but was back on NXT this week. Normal service seemingly has resumed. He kicked off the show by saying, "I'm right where I want to be, where passion is everything. Only the hungry survive, and pro wrestling never stopped being cool."
He said he light the fuse at one point or something like that. I don't know.
Bring the boom.
Yeah, dynamite.
You're on the right show, Corey.
Let's go ignite. It was like, hey, Tony Schiavone, what's going on? It seems cool.
Tuesday night's alright for fighting.
There will be a fight if he carries on like that.
He's going to get into it. Booker T winds everyone up on commentary.
Yeah, he's going to be fed up after
I like it. Yeah.
Oh, was it Percy Watson and Mauro Ranallo when they were a duo? You could feel Percy getting more and more annoyed every week.
Every week they just...
Fast. Percy was like, gee whiz, man, calm it down.
And Mauro did one of his metaphors, is it the right term there?
Yeah.
And then subsequent to that, like, someone did something ridiculous in the ring, and Percy was like, wow, that's something out of a video game. And Mauro went, I just said that, Percy. He didn't, in a way, anyway.
That was a difficult spot for Percy because Mauro is so beloved amongst his fans. I remember the time Mauro said one of my least favourite lines ever, I will say. Adam Cole, like Tom Morello, plucking the strings of revolution as the undisputed, what they called era, rages against the machine. Jesus. But yes, Corey Graves.
Crowbar line.
Yeah, just come on, right in there.
It'll fit.
Corey Graves is like the tall guy in the small car in The Simpsons. Corey Graves.
Yes,
Corey Graves.
sorry.
Cooler heads seem to have prevailed.
Yeah.
So I could understand why he was frustrated at being removed from Raw and SmackDown, especially as if without that situation he probably would have been called on to Raw this week, right? Because Pat wasn't there, and he probably would have got the spot back when Pat went back to do the college game day stuff. So are there more professional ways to express yourself than Twitter? Yeah, for sure. Ultimately, I don't care about professionalism, folks. I don't work with him.
We like the chaos.
Yeah, he can do what he wants, you know. So I do sympathise with him. I'm glad. Obviously, a conversation's been had.
Yeah. This is one of those things. We've seen a bit of it recently with people saying stuff on social media, let's say, and getting into trouble for it. But I'm glad this isn't, of the days of like, well, one wrong tweet and your career's over.
Yeah.
Like Tony Schiavone was like off Dynamite and then immediately back for the Chris Charlton thing, presumably. He was back on Collision, so that's all blown over. Corey Graves the same here. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I think before you tweet. But I can understand, like you say, I can understand his frustrations with all this, but I'm glad it's not like, well, Corey Graves is wiped from WWE history, because he does do a great job.
They've not shot him into the sun
or
anything like that. And look, he's a guy who's been there every week for years, grinding, all that stuff. He's sometimes a bit... he said he called Sami Zayn a virtue signaler.
Yeah.
So, sometimes he's a bit on the line, shall we say.
Yeah.
But hey, look, he's good at his job otherwise.
Glad to have him back.
Yes, for sure. All right, let's talk about an improvement in WWE's backstage culture.
Yeah.
This is coming from the Jared Man on his 6 Feet Under podcast, which is
killing us in the charts.
which we are going to destroy. We will find a way.
We're coming for you.
I don't know how we'll do it. We're going to find your sponsors. We're going to take them. I'm only joking. But yeah.
Get Midian on next week.
Oh, hell yeah. I love Midian.
He's a lovely bloke.
I love Midian. I love me some Midian. I love all the ministry kind of like the mid-card guys.
Just a really nice guy. We've met him a fair few times now, and he couldn't have, for a man who was a member of the ministry and then naked top bloke.
Big Dennis,
Shout out to
legend.
Midian, yeah.
But yeah, Undertaker, positive things to say about the vibes in WWE right now. I'll read you the quotes. It's just good. I'm not going to do his voice.
Okay.
Because I can't do a good Undertaker impression. But he said, it's so chill now. It's so chill backstage. Yeah, he's chilling.
Picture him saying chill.
Undertaker saying vibes.
Yeah. Slay. What does he say?
He's like 4 years behind in...
Skibbity, that's what kids say now, don't they?
Skibbity toilet, what's that?
No idea. We're so old.
Keep seeing this. I only learned what an air gold was yesterday, and I was immediately...
forget it.
Yeah, I was immediately regretful of that. But here's what he said. We're all over the place today.
Yeah.
It's so chill backstage now. You've got people in corners shooting TikToks. I think it's a testament to the trust Triple H and Nick Khan have in everybody to do their jobs. Back in the day, if the boss was stressed, everyone was stressed. Now there's a trust in the system that makes a difference. Triple H puts out so much positive energy, and it resonates with the whole team. It's a completely different atmosphere. Something that stood out to me in this in particular was the TikTok comment. Did you remember like 4 years ago, The Undertaker was like, I was backstage and everyone was playing damn video games.
Yeah.
You won't be playing no damn video games in my era.
A game of bones the best.
Yeah. So positive.
Yeah, it's very surreal to hear an old head talk so positively about it and it not be like, and then everybody was pissing in the same bucket or whatever.
They weren't smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, the times change. I think, without a doubt, the backstage culture within WWE is vastly improved from the horrific stories, let's be honest, we've heard from back in the day that, we do locker room stuff. Now, I think a lot of those are crimes, actually. And it sounds like an awful place to be. Whereas now, look, I think Triple H has vastly improved the feeling, and people aren't walking on eggshells in there, and it's nice to hear Taker being like, well, I'd like me some TikToks, or some Vine dances or whatever. I don't know.
Imagine Taker. What's that one where it's like this?
Oh, the floss.
Yeah, that one. Imagine the dead man. Gee whiz.
But it's surreal to hear Taker say what he says there. But it is also nice to hear an endorsement of the current backstage culture from someone who's been through everything and been a judge of Wrestlers Court.
Yes, sir.
Do they think they still do Wrestlers Court? I think it's like a wacky court now.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Like the Miz is wearing a wig.
Yeah.
Why not?
Karrion Kross would be a good judge.
Oh, he'd be funny.
Bant. I love that man.
He has a giant inflatable hammer.
Yeah.
He just... Yeah.
Do you know who might have been taken to Wrestlers Court once? Mark Henry. He fathered a hand, if you remember back in the day.
You can't bring hands into the locker room.
But nowadays, he is DJing. That's right. He is going on tour with me for some reason in March. Brilliant wrestling club night. Sweet Chin Disco, if you were there in London last summer, we did one of those. Now we're going on tour all over the UK, Belfast, Manchester, London, Glasgow. Do join us for that. Just search for Sweet Chin Disco and more from Mark Henry on this channel in the next few days. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. But speaking of the WWE tour, that's on the way to the UK and other places on the road to WrestleMania. There are going to be some tryouts, according to Corey Brennan of Fightful Select, bringing in European talent, which is really interesting because obviously the last time they did this with Australian talent, that's how they got the fantastic Zarya, who's now in NXT. Corey Brennan saying they're going to be hosting a tryout in the early days of March for UK and European talent. It's going to be based in London. Several names from the UK indie scene have drawn attention from WWE. Tate Mayfair's, Damian Corbin, Rio, more being invited to events over the past few years. Several major talents in the UK were unaware of the tryouts when the Fightful reached out, but they are expected to bring in people from like WXW, OTT Progress, and it's all part of them searching for new talent. They've got the WWE Next in Line scheme. They've got the ID scheme, of course. You have until February 28th to apply for this tryout. So I'm going to get some workouts in and see what they think of the old guns.
Do you know who Damien Corvin is?
No.
He's part of the Kings of the North.
Is he?
Who famously cut the promo, Sha Samuels.
Oh.
Was it Gibson and Sterling? You better bring your A game, because there's no chance that fat Sha Samuels is getting his fat hairy hole up that ladder.
Andy, on the video package, as this line is being said, what move is Sha Samuels doing?
A moonsault to the outside. So it's just,
that's a legendary promo in the office.
This is Duncan Disorderly, who's his stablemate.
Yeah.
And he has another one on YouTube. You need to find these if you're watching this, where he's talking about Tyler Bate. And he was like, Tyler Bate, if you spend more time in the gym curling biceps instead of curling that mustache, and he goes, well, which is ridiculous because Tyler Bate is jacked.
Plus, you can do both.
And he goes, Tyler Bate, I'm going to bait your bloody bollocks in.
It's one throw. That is
incredible. Apologies for the accent, by the way. That was terrible. But
it was spot on.
Yeah. Great stuff.
I didn't realise that.
So hopefully he brings Big Dunk
get him
with
back
him.
in. Please do.
Yeah. And Bonesaw. There you go. Bring them in.
Yeah,
legends.
UK tryouts. Always, I love these because there's clearly some people who have worked for WXW Progress or whatever. Like, this is my chance, and they work really hard and they set this goal of early March. And that's when I'm going to peak. And sometimes other people just show up like me. I'll have a go.
Yeah, why not?
What we do? I'm Drags, no idea.
Yeah, I'm Steve. I work in accounts.
Yeah.
I'm 38 and I can't do any exercise.
I might drop along. When is it? Early March?
Yeah, should we give it a go for a laugh?
Oh,
that'd be
we
good
went
content.
to the WWE tryouts.
That'd be a good video. It would be good
That's
content.
right. Question. Aside from Simon Miller, obviously, I mean, if he went, he'd be snapped up like that, let's be honest. Who do you think from WhatCulture, let us know in the comments, not would get picked, none of us are getting signed, would just last the longest before they were like, get out!
Yeah,
You're wasting our bloody time.
You little sausage.
Probably Gareth, innit? Let's be
probably
honest. Gareth.
He actually takes care of himself.
Yeah,
so.
rest of us.
Yeah. I've got to run.
I think I've done what you've signed the form, sir.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm tapping out. It's over. It's over. But yeah, if you want to bring your fat hairy hole over to the with Duncan.
I think it's on the advertisement. Bring your fat hairy hole to London in early March.
What do you think the H stands for, brother? Anyway, thank you for joining us today. We'll be back with
We've got more of this later.
Yeah, we got another one, which is going to be a fun one too.
It's a tasty one, isn't it, that?
It certainly is. Speaking of tasty, this is the 100 greatest Royal Rumble moments ever. You'll enjoy them because the Royal Rumble is good, and there's 100.
Quick, give it a click.